Yes, sir. What is up? What's cracking? I hope all is well with everybody, man. Welcome back to another one of these things. It's Thoughts of a Predicate Winner. You know what time it is. You know what we do over here. I'm probably going to make a lot of people happy today, and I'm probably going to upset a lot of people today. It just is what it is. It kind of comes with the territory, comes with the job. So I hope you're ready. Buckle up. But before we do, please make sure to smash that like button and smash that subscribe button for me. And if you're feeling really froggy, double back, click that subscribe button one more again and become a member. And join in on all the fun, the behind the scenes stuff, the Discord, and all the stuff that you hear about in these comment sections, man. I'm sure that you'll love it just like everybody else does. Now, with that being said, it's time for me to finally give my full review and my full breakdown to this new UPCHURCH album, Creaker 3, which I'm actually kind of excited to give y'all. You know, as y'all can see with a lot of my UPCHURCH reviews, I don't give them much more than a phone dialogue, but I actually got the system hooked up. I'm here to give y'all some real content today, so I hope you appreciate it. I hope you like it. And with that being said, man, let's go ahead and get into it. Roll it. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening? Thoughts of a Predicate Winner. The sole purpose of this channel, in a bad place or in a bad mood or you're tired, this is something that can kind of help pull you out of that, is to react to, review, but you gotta fall in love with the process and you can't worry about the outcome. And that's what he's saying here. And break down music that pulls on your heartstrings and makes your soul bleed. That freaks me out, but that scares me almost. In a good way. Like and subscribe if you're new. Comment if you hate. Let's go. All right, let's see. Let's see how I want to start this off, man. It wasn't bad to me. I want to start off with grace, and I want to show off with, I want to not show off. I want to start off with grace, and I want to start off with positivity. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad album. I want to first say that the band that he had with him, the Dixielanders, I think that that's comprised of UPCHURCH with the band. That's like their band name together. But that band made some incredible music. Their musicianship was incredible. And I do want to say that Church's voice in instrumentation form sounded great to me. A lot of y'all talked about how y'all didn't think that his voice sounded good at all on this project. I actually beg to defer. I think his voice was great. And I think that it went along with the tone of the music. And, you know, it was picture perfect when it came to the sound quality, when it came to the tone, and when it came to the delivery, right? The album starts off with a song called Dixielander. And in Dixielander, it really had a touch of Nirvana to it. And a lot of y'all are going to say that that's sacrilegious and that I shouldn't be comparing Nirvana to UPCHURCH. But it was, let's say it this way, it was definitely, it was influenced by Nirvana. I mean, the tone of it and the delivery of it were both very Nirvana-ish to me, and the sound, the grungy sound of the music was, one, not what I was expecting in this project, but two, it was refreshing. It was different. It wasn't Church trying to rap. It was different. It sounded good, and I ended up enjoying the intro to this album, Dixielander. It was a good tone setting, with lyrics like Dixielander, your story's been told, everything evil, don't like a race, the day that you were born, Dixielander, stay true to the wind, keep an ear for your neighbor and a gun by your bed. As the devil comes creeping on in, Dixielander, there is more than a song. It's instruction for destruction when you uprise and you're coming up out the fog. Now, that does lead me into a point that I'm going to get to a little bit further into this review once I get to my gripes with the album. But even though this isn't lyrically heavy, the lyrics don't have much depth and meaning to them, I can understand, like, in the South, like the uprising South, like the Dixielanders, like, you know, it's you know, you're out here trying to do your best by people and trying to take care of these people and trying to show love to these people. And when you are that type of person, there's people that are going to ultimately come after you. So you have to sleep with a gun by the bed. And I do appreciate that sentiment, even though I don't think lyrically it was anything more than minimalistic, which leads into Slide. And in Slide, I want to say that the lyrics were a little bit better in Slide than they were on Dixielander lyrically, and the tone setting was still shifting towards, it was good. It was a good tone, and I was appreciating Slide all the same. He says lyrics like, I fell from the sky to raise hell on earth. I like that. I think that that's clever. That's more lyrically clever. That's more lyrically in tune with the rapper side of church, I feel like. And whenever, I'm going to just put it to you guys like this. I hear it in Tom, I hear it in Adam, I hear it in all of these guys that make multiple different genre bending music or genre bending songs. When their rapper side comes out to write, the music normally does better, because as a rapper, you're more focused on your lyricality, versus when you're not rapping, you might be trying to slow it out, draw it out, and lyrically it doesn't connect like it should. And that's kind of the danger of genre bending, if you will. But I think the church did he ultimately did a good job with Slide. The next song on the album is Curves and Lines. And this is where I kind of have to start showing a bit of my gripes, because this is when they really begin to take off on the album. First two songs are good to me. They're not great. They're not symphonies, but they're good songs. I felt like they were leading up to a quality album. Now, I want to make sure that y'all understand what I'm saying here. The Dixielanders band has still not been lackluster. I mean, Curves and Lines, the band is really doing their thing musicianship-wise. But Church, in his lyrics, seem to trickle off for the rest of this album, minus a song here and there. Like with lyrics, opening the song up with lyrics like, she's a car ride horse emblem on the side, static in the radio, late night drive. She's a car ride horse emblem on the side. She's a static in the radio, late night drive. In the backseat of the back of my mind, memory road, no lane to compare, curves and lines. She's a car ride with a horse emblem on the side. And it's, repetitive in that manner. This song ultimately was boring to me because of the lyrical, or the lack thereof. And I feel like the band really set something up here, and the tone of the song was there, and I feel like he just massively underdelivered on lyrics. And I feel like that was just a massive L, because the musicianship of this song is, to me, one of the best on the album. Which leads us into Massacre. Now, Massacre starts off great. Once again, the musicianship is solid. Shout out to the Dixielanders. Y'all did your thing on this album. And Church starts off great. The flow is good. The tone is good. The pocket that he fit in on the musicianship or on the music was good. Brush ashes off my shoulders. I've been fired too long. Pick up my hat. Use my pants to dust it off. Or however he does it, man. I don't know. I'm not a singer. But blue jeans to blood. I'm covered in love. Showing up like a massacre. And then all of a sudden, dude, he just loses his mind and starts screaming. And I got to be honest with you guys, man, I don't think the Church really sounds good in screamo music. I think that he has a good tone, and I think that he has a sweet pocket, dude, that he can fit in and that he can really deliver in. And I think that he can make some classic records if he just stayed in that pocket. But he went off the bench here and just started doing this screamo thing, which ultimately made my ears bleed. It wasn't nice, man. It was bad. I didn't like it at all. So I got to be honest with you guys, like Massacre, now I'm feeling like where I was starting off like, oh man, we're starting off like 2 for 2. This is great. And now I feel like we're going 2 and sinking under even further than I could have imagined us going with an intro and with a number 2 track like we had on this album. And not for nothing, I mean, a lot of people talk about Church staying up for too many days, being off on, taking too many Adderalls or whatever it is, people's the size of tennis rackets, bro. And he doesn't help with those allegations with the lyrics in this song. Lyrics like raising hell at mud parks, high as hell for 3 days, no highway to hell. When you wake in the lane or blood on the dance floor, there's a massacre to me. Yeah, buddy. Oh, mama. They too bothered by the rebel inside on a Harley. But this is the thing, man. Like, nobody's really bothered by you, bro. And that's I think where a lot of the disdain from me comes from as well, where it's like you really just kind of do it to yourself. Like you're an arrogant, ignorant prick on the internet, and you expect that that's going to make people in turn say like, oh man, dude, he's such a rebel. He's such a rebel to the system. But nobody really thinks you're like a rebel to the system, man. You're more like, I don't want to go there. Nobody really thinks that you're a rebel to the system, man. It just makes it makes you look like an immature little 4-year-old boy that's like, you just don't want to play with me because I'm cooler than you. It's like, maybe you're annoying, maybe you're ridiculously arrogant and nobody wants to be around you because of your arrogance. That might be what it is. I don't know. Maybe. And next up, we have a song called, or more like an interlude of sorts. It's called Provost. And on Provost, it sounds almost like he was going for the Red Stripe. What are their names? Red Clay Strays. It sounded like he was kind of going for that. But once again, man, the lyrics are just so lackluster. I got to be real with y'all, man, whenever I say it. Like, the lyrics are so lackluster, I don't know how people listen to this and vibe with it. When the music is good, the tone is good, once again, the pocket is great, and it sounds appealing to the ears, at least on this one, but the lyrics just blow this out the water for me, where it doesn't, it's like, how do you guys relate to this? I'm smoking pinners on the back of a Prevost, set like a lyric. If blue lines were to coast, I'd be the shortest and loudest song behind times, yet you just won't. Put a wish in my pillow after all my marijuana's gone. Where I go, I've been there, the whole world, my Times Square, if an NC is my home. So I'm at my window smoking pinners on the back of a Prevost, you on the back of a Prevost. So I'm at my window smoking pinners to the back of the Prevost. That's every lyric to the song. I do not know what you're talking about here, bro. You are not connecting with me at all. I lived in the country for half of my life. I like country. Like, grow up doing manual labor type stuff just like you, bro. But I don't know what this is. But it sounded good. Like, shout out to the band once again. Shout out to Church's delivery and tone once again. But for God's sakes, bro, put down the eggs and actually write something, dude. Like, and I hope y'all don't take this as hate to the church fans out there. I hope that y'all don't take this as hate. Am I wrong for just hoping that he can deliver professional lyrics? This is bad, y'all. This isn't good lyricism. And you do need good lyricism in rock music, despite what you may believe. And I don't take it as hate. I'm not hating on him, bro. I would prefer lyrics that I could at least ride to, enjoy, and appreciate, and vibe to. And I just don't know what it is. I don't understand. And that's where he loses me so much on this album. It's just through the lyrics. And after this interlude, we get into Honeysuckles and Rain, which all of us have already heard before, and it's a good song. I like Honeysuckles and Rain. I think that it serves a good place on this album you kind of set it in right here after you have 2 smacks, followed by 3 or 4 downward spiraling, not so great lyrical songs. But the band is good, and Honeysuckles and Rain gives you a real refreshing, and I'm not making fun of him, it gives you a real refreshing sentiment that, like, oh yeah, Church is fire when he really puts his mind to it. Church really can sing. Church really can make a good song. He can really make good music. Honeysuckles and Rain fits right in to remind you of that right before we fall off the track again. Where we go on to Stars for Tomorrow. If I knock on your heart, will the tone be hollow? Will you smile even wearing suits of sorrow? Do you lay on your back thinking, where will I go weeping? Willow lights shine bright from an auto. A wrinkle in time. Right now, we're young though. May across the sky we'd float anywhere the wind blow. Neon shoes, so the steps leave a soft glow. I quote, save some stars for tomorrow. Okay. So I've heard him talk about this song, ironically, and the sentiment to this song is supposed to be, we need to save some stars for tomorrow. Everybody's trying to put everything out so rapidly and so quickly, and everybody thinks that they're stars. So we're, in actuality, not leaving any room for the actual stars to improve and grow into really, or even the mini stars to become stars. So his sentiment in the song is supposed to be, we need to make room for these stars, or save some room for these stars. Wait for these stars to come tomorrow. Stop demanding everything in this microwave generation and microwave society right here, right now. Let's let some anticipation build. Let's let the talent level build. And that sentiment I can really appreciate, and I really rock with, and I salute it. But once again, man, lyrically, it's just so lackluster, and I don't understand how you even came up with, like, I'm glad you explained it to everybody, bro, because I can promise you that nobody got it before that. You can say that you did, but you're lying. You lying. But yeah, save some stars for tomorrow, save some stars for tomorrow. If I knock on your heart, will the tone be hollow? Do you smile even wearing suits of sorrow? Do you lay on your back, thinking, where will I go weeping? Will a light shine bright from an auto? A wrinkle in time, right now, we're young, may across the sky we float, anywhere that the wind blows. Neon shoes so the steps leave a soft glow. I quote, save some stars for tomorrow. I don't know, man. Like my interpretation of this song is just sort of, are you a hollow being? I love you and I want to show you love and I want to express love to you. But if I knock on your door, I mean, is anybody actually home? Do you really have a soul? Is anybody there? And I thought that was maybe the sentiment of the song, but I mean, Church said it himself. This is a song about saving room in the future for the stars that are coming tomorrow. And let's quit being a microwave society, asking for instant grits every time that we're in the kitchen. But ultimately, this is a miss because it didn't connect. So it is what it is. The next song up is Candles in the Sand, which I actually, if I'm going to be honest, this is one of the better songs off the album to me that kind of brings you back a little bit, makes you say, okay, here we go again, where he's actually creating something and the lyrics are actually composed and they make sense and he's articulating his thoughts really well on this one. I think that Candles in the Sand was a refreshing, once again, oh yeah, Church has talent. And once again, shout out to the band. Candles in the Sand is another one of those where they really went off. They really did their thing shout out to Church. I mean, with lyrics like this is just what I'm saying I wish that he did more of. She be a dancing flame, the one to burn my hand. Flicker of the night sky on Indiana sand. Shine if nothing else around, hips shifting with the wind. She gonna be a dancing flame till the blanket is the bed, then melt and go dim like candles in the sand. I like that. I think that that's dope, and it kind of leaves room for your own interpretation. But what I get from that is this lady that a lot of men fall in love with. A lot of men have this story. She looks great when nobody else is around. You know what I mean? And you know, your pride won't allow you to be with this girl when you're out in the public eye, or when you're with your friends, or when you're over here and when you're over there, and all of a sudden reputations matter and your social statuses start to matter. But when nothing else is around and nobody else is around, she glows like candles in the wind or candles in the sand. And I think that sentiment is kind of cool, and that's the way that I interpret this, and I think that he articulated it well. So I do got to give him his shout out on this one, man. Candles in the Sand is one of the better songs on this album for sure. Next up, we have Flame and Halo, which I cannot stand this song. This song is 4 minutes of absolute nonsense. 4 minutes of nonsense, no tone, no real delivery, no lyrical pull, no anything, man. It's just lazy. It's a lazy attempt to make a song to resonate with rock fans when rock fans deserve better than that lazy attempt. And that's all I'm going to say about Flame and Halo, man. Flame and Halo is just not a good song to me. If you want to see my full breakdown of that song, it is somewhere on my page. Thoughts of a Predicate winner, Flame and Halo, it should pop right up for you. The very next song up is We Upon. And We Upon is one of those songs that sounds like a band that just met each other for the first time with a lead singer, met each other in a garage, and the guitar player was saying, look what I can do, and the drummer was saying, look what I can do, and then the lead singer was like, and everybody was just, look what I can do though, look what I can do, look what I can do, and it was unorganized, chaotic noise. A lot of you guys might like that. I do not. And once again, we just have lyrics that just don't connect, man. Don't connect. He's saying stuff that like people just don't say. He's just not articulating his thoughts well. Like, run through the streets, scarring people with shine. Oh my, no. Oh my, no warrior, that is my size. Brainwave cause a tsunami to rise. Oh my gladiator with a big smile. Entourage, medieval and wild. No, God's plan, just a God's child. Avatar inside me like a skin ride. Allergy of the sound mind, no lie. 0 to 100, 100 to lo-fi. No try. Every challenger's is gonna die. Drench me in kerosene, light me on fire, run through the streets, scarring people with shine. War is fun if you're on the team that swings the sword for the ones who need. Now he's starting to make a little bit of sense here, but overall, you get what I'm saying. Like lyrically, this whole album pretty much just doesn't connect. Where I'm not hating on the sound of it, I'm not hating on the musicianship, I'm not even hating on Church, because his pockets, his tone, his delivery overall. We Upon is a different story. I mean, he sounds absolutely chaotic and absurd on this, but for the majority aspect of this album, I will say that I think that he found a good lane and a good pocket, and I think that he should try to stick to it, but you have to make lyrics that connect to the audience beyond your own band. Your fandom is going to figure out a way to your fandom is going to figure out a way to align themselves with what you're saying, even if they don't realize what you're saying. They're going to pretend like they do. But I'm talking about beyond them. Which leads us to the outro, No Trespassing, where I'm kind of torn on this song, because this song sounds so good with the band and it sounds so good with the tone that it's hard to dismiss it. And the lyrics at least have some form of sense to them. Like, my skull is cedar, stained with blood, my spine like a white oak, one you can't budge. Yeah, I'm thunderstruck, run around Huckleberry because I'm running out of F's. White lightning, better miss me because I'm only charging up. Blizzard in my heart, a tornado is forming in my lungs. Saliva like gasoline, my stomach is the pump. And who's holding matches? No black magic when I turn you into ashes. All my Hank Williams on the floor where my ash is. Ball with the ballers, I'll be famous where the map glitch. That's hard. I actually like the lyrics here, and I like the sound of the song, and I like the tone of the song and the delivery of the song, which ultimately leads me to give you, I mean, how many songs are on this album? I mean, we're going to keep it a buck, right? I like 4 songs out of 11, maybe 5. So my ultimate score here, if I'm being nice, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 11, or a 5 out of 10. I'll give him a 50%. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. If I like 4, some days I might like 5 out of the 11. I will give him a 5 out of 10 on this album. So Creaker 3 by UPCHURCH scores a massive 5 out of 10. Take it how you will. It is what it is. But that's my review, man. That's Creaker 3 to me. And I know that a lot of people, this is the truth. The God's honest truth, man, is I really wanted to give y'all a real review where I listened to the album thoroughly. And the truth of the matter is, if we're taking away all the stuff that I just said, and we're just going to the bare minimum, like I'm not a YouTube reactor, or I don't do this on YouTube, and I'm just talking from friend to friend, I will tell you guys that I tried my best to get into this album. I listened to this album 20 to 30 times since it's come out, front to back, on a drive to work in the morning, on a drive to the gym from work, or on a night ride home from my second job. And I'm telling you guys that literally, if I try to play it all the way through, I start feeling like I'm getting sleepy. I'm not finding any kind of sense of replay value. But I will say that the band overall, I think, made an album that is dope, and it is to be commended. Music wise, like, you know, the band themselves, they really did it here, man. They really put forth a good effort, and I think that it deserves to be applauded. I just feel like UPCHURCH needs to really get in touch with his penmanship, man, because your lyricism is very lackluster here, especially with a band that seems to be really creative and seems to really be outgoing and not afraid to try new things. And I know that you're not either, but I do feel like your lyrics are lackluster, and you just need to figure out a way to formulate and articulate your thoughts better than, you know, see a passenger from my own past. She knows butterfly roads, laughs when I don't go slow, knows when she hears the whoop whoop. Then get your seatbelt on, and here we go. She's a car ride with a horse emblem on the side. She's a static in the radio late night drive. In the back seat of the back of my mind, memory road, no lane to compare. Curves and lines. I don't know, man. I just can't relate to that. I can't get it. I can't grab it, and I can't understand the articulation. So I do hope that this is what I will say. I'm going to give him a little bit more praise real quick. I think that ultimately Church sounds good. I think that he could make a good album. I just think that lyrically it's so lackluster that it just doesn't have any sort of relatability thread. Therefore, you're not going to get any replay value, at least not from me. So that's my review, man. 5 out of 10. Shout out to the Creakers, though. Shout out to all you guys, man. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for caring about my 2 pennies. And I'll see you on the next one. All right. Peace.